All right, y'all. Rotimi went on Hardly Initiated, singer, actor, entertainer in the industry. He's exposing witchcraft in Hollywood. He explains that his wife was offered some sort of, this is what people say, sell your soul type of deal. You know what I mean? In order to ascend to higher levels of success within Hollywood, which ultimately led her to leaving the entertainment business altogether. And ultimately, he says that all this led him closer to God. All right. So let's get into it. Let's watch and let's see what's going on with it.
That she's da-da-da-da-da. So, and she didn't sacrifice herself with witchcraft.
Right.
And for real, like, right. She's been approached to elevate to the next level.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Oh, that's a real thing, bro. That's a real, like, witchcraft, voodoo, juju, all of that is a real thing.
To get to the next level in career.
Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. Yes. Wow. It's a real thing. So she's been presented opportunities like, hey, this is what we do. This is how we move. This is the things that you have to do to get to this level by top execs. And she was like, I'm not with it. And then also she wasn't going to sleep her way to the top. So then it caused her, and she didn't have management really for real. So like, she's successful. She's doing all these things, and she's to the point where it's like, I'm drunk, man. I got a drink to get out my head and just find peace. And that with liquor brought depression. So at that point, she was like, this is not me. I love the music, but I hate the business. And she just like, I can't do it anymore. So that was how she kind of let it go. But yeah, witchcraft, warlocks, and voodoo, juju, black magic, all of that is hyper real. That's what made me even believe more in God.
Right. It's so crazy because you get desensitized to it because you will see like the interviews and there's people telling the stories.
But that's what they want you to do, though.
Right.
Yeah, that's the mission. Like the devil, the enemy can't lie to you for real. He got to tell you what it is and you choose to believe it or not. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this person drinks goat blood. Yeah. But I told you that it did. And it's not hiding it. It's just, you just desensitized to it that no, this is a real thing. You know what I mean? So that's just the ways of the devil.
Has it you still in the industry, so has that caused any friction at all in your how have you both been able to manage still being able to be in the entertainment industry and still standing on what you're standing on?
I just do the work, bro. You know what I mean? There's no gimmicks. I don't do things for likes. I do it because this is my purpose. You know what I mean? So like, she knows who I am, so she knows she has nothing to really worry about. So also she knows she has nothing to worry about, but then she also knows that that how the industry is like. So she knows, oh, he's gonna be working long hours. He's got to go on tour. She did all these things at a high level herself. So she's just like my vessel to help me with that, So, and then she takes care of our kids. She got her own businesses, So like, it's a partnership that is just very unique, and I'm grateful for it. But yeah, I mean, for me, bro, like, I go to work, I'm not distracted. I love my supporters. We chose not to play the game of just, yo, what are we gonna do for clickbait? That's where it goes left, And so it's like, I know that I could slap a girl on the butt and be like, yeah, this is nice, da 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 da, and then grind on her, and then it's gonna go on Shade Room.
Right.
I know I can do that. Then whatever song I'm promoting at that time is going #1. I know my tour gonna sell out, but I'm not a gimmick. I don't believe in those things. And I gotta answer to somebody higher than that. Like, yo, bro, like, what are you doing? And so yeah. So again, we realized with that mindset that, yo, let's build situations like this. Like, for example, focus on the tour. Focus on the people that genuinely love you. Focus on the ability to captivate everyone that gets your message, and stop chasing things. So I surrendered to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I surrendered to that. So now, but in doing that, I realized how many artists can go on a 30-city tour.
All right, sorry. My wife called me, and then I called her back, and she ain't answer. But it's all right. You know what I'm saying? God told me to be patient. I'm just playing. Well, I'm not playing. Okay, wait. Okay, cool. All right, let's get back to it. I'm sorry. Y'all don't care. Let's go.
Right.
How many artists can do that? Not a lot of artists can do that. And so when I realized, like, I say this, bro, the biggest thing between a goat and a sheep, I stopped trying to chase being a goat. A goat, if you look at a goat's ears are down, that means you don't listen. But a sheep is ready to listen, and the ears is perky, and they listen to the voice. I'd rather be a sheep, you know what I mean? I'd rather be a servant, you know what I mean? And then work that past. The goat, it ain't it, man. It ain't it. That's something else that they put in your head to think it's something else, and it ain't what it is. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'd rather be a shepherd, you know what I mean? And if you look, I don't know if y'all do that, but look at a picture of a goat and look at a picture of the sheep. A sheep is ready to listen at any time. So that's what I changed, and everything just started opening up.
Quick intermission. We didn't plan this, but in the middle of our convo with Pastor Philip, he dropped a word about the power of journaling.
That's interesting. That's a tough business to be a part of and to be a believer at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, to be in the entertainment industry, to have that level of attention, to have those expectations from, agents and managers and different studios and executives and whatnot. Like, that's a very tough position to be in, and still try to hold firm to your belief and hold firm to your faith. Let's continue though. This is very interesting.
The opportunities you had to turn down at this point in your career, like, because obviously she was, in the industry on another continent doing business. Is it the same here in the States that you see a lot of those same practices and same things being presented for people to rise in their career?
Well, here, back home is very straightforward. Like, this is what we do. Hey, this is what we do. Here, it's, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, because it's Africa.
It's Africa. So it's like, look,
you already exposed to this.
This is what we do.
Wow.
This is how we go about it. This is the warlock that we talk to. This is the village we go to.
Right.
So you want to do it, you do it.
Standard.
Here, yeah. Here, and that's not everybody, but like, if it is,
I get what you're saying.
But,
I get it.
But in terms of here, they mask it in different ways, man. Like, sex is in your face every day. Lust is in your face every day. Things that make you question your morals every day. Being a part of perpetuating gossip is every day. So like, you're consumed by it. Like, so you got to choose not to do it. You know what I mean? So that's, for me, I was like, okay, this is clever. It's the industry. It's a clever way to get you to do certain things.
Right.
It's, I got to do that it's the same thing. Oh, so this person did that to get there. I got to do that to get there. Oh, I'll do that. It's the same thing.
Yo, you know what? That's, you know what that makes me think of?
What?
When I see these award shows and these ladies pulling up, and it seems like the standard of being on these red carpets.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It seems like you got to be naked now.
Yeah.
That's like the trend. That's the current trend.
It's a trend right now. It's like the see-through clothing.
Yeah.
I gotta dress. It's like the scantily clad ain't even enough. You damn near got to be naked now.
Absolutely.
To be in front of the world.
Yeah.
And this is now, because it's almost getting normalized to see these women be naked in front of us.
Yeah.
Which it really blows my mind.
Yeah.
That it's like that's what you got to
the
do.
agenda. That's the agenda.
Okay, so that's
intentional.
Some group.
Yeah.
Is pretty much passing these messages down
Absolutely.
to the management and the artists. And
Absolutely, you got to go with it. This is what's hot. First of all, they funnel millions of dollars to put this in your face and make you think whatever you're watching is your choice. No, they put $2 million in artists. They put $2 million in there saying, she's going to run the blog, he's going to run this, he's going to run this, he's going to run the playlist, he's going to run the music, and he's going to run TikTok. We're going to put $100,000 into TikTok. We're going to spend $200 per TikTok influencer, put 100,000, that's 50,000 influencers doing whatever, and it's hot.
Wow.
That's everything is agenda, everything. So when you can do things off the merit of just being solid, standing on your morals, standing on who you are, that's why I take pride in saying, yo, we still got a 30-city tour. We still got UK tour, Europe tour after this. So like, all of these things, because we're doing it the right way without sacrificing anything, and we're not competing with the dollars that they have to basically do this agenda. Like, everything now is clout over quality. You get what I'm saying? And so I rather side with the quality side, because clout is for 2 seconds. What happens when they stop spending money on you? What happens when they say, you know what? Yeah, 3 weeks is here. You know what? I like that she said this about men. Let's put money around her. This is all they do, bro.
Right.
This is all they do, bro. So like, you got to fight through that. But I always say we got Holy Spirit PR over here. You know exactly. we got Holy Spirit management. We got Holy Spirit PR. Things just start formulating in a way that I cannot explain it. And I'll choose this. Like, for me, one of my songs, Bestie, has 10 million views. You know what I mean? 10 million. Wow. And that's all organic. I'd rather have it where people chose it than, again, to say that and be like, oh, this person got 250 million. I know that it was programmed for y'all to like this. You chose to listen to the album and say, bro, I can't skip it. You chose to say the same thing. Like, you don't hear it everywhere. You hear it when you want to. So for me, just knowing that I have that impact, I stand by that.
I'm glad you brought some practicality to that, because typically when you hear about kind of the ritualistic, goat blood drinking type of situation, everybody has like, it's this unbelievable thing, or you just completely, conditioned to hear, you're not concerned about it. But you made it really practical. It's not always those things. It could be, hey, I know you married.
Yeah.
Let's get you next to this woman who's dressing promiscuously, and then let's benefit from the traffic draw. So it could be any of those things.
The devil is clever, bro.
Yeah.
You know, the devil has studied us. You know what I mean?
Smooth.
He's smooth. He's the smoothest, bro.
Right.
Like, he's the smoothest of them all. You know what I mean? Sadly. So he knows what you like. He knows how to play. He knows your insecurity. He knows how to make you angry and live in anger. He knows how to, you know, the phones can listen to us now. So if you haven't talking about this, that's the first thing you're going to see. You know? So it's all around you, you know?
That's a very good point. There's a machine behind everything, especially when it comes to the industry. There's a machine behind everything. It's not just a coincidence that you see certain individuals on your timeline, or certain music being promoted, or certain videos being, you know, going viral and whatnot. Like, there is definitely organic reach. Don't get me wrong, but there are people who are associated with certain, you know, machines, labels, different management companies, agencies and whatnot. And they're pumping a lot of money into marketing to prop these things up and to put it in front of you. And just like he said, you know, they're making you think that it's your decision to choose to view and consume this content, where in all reality, they're putting so much money into it to put it in front of you that you really don't have a choice. And you got to be discerning of that and to be aware of what's going on, especially in this world of social media, which is only becoming more addicting, which is only becoming more and more worldly, more and more sinful. It's built to keep you in a cycle of satisfaction and dopamine. It's not built for you to connect with God. It's built to keep you distracted and away from God. And you have to be aware of that. Also, what he was saying in terms of like those micro sacrifices, which are still very big sacrifices, but like the micro sacrifices in terms of like, hey, I know you're married, but you know, stand next to her for a second and just like make it look like something so we could get some traction on the blog so your song will go up. Like those are like the micro sacrifices, the micro agreements. And the more and more that you submit to those, and the more and more that you stack those up, the more open you'll be to the bigger compromises, because you become so desensitized and your heart has become hardened to the point where you're just like, whoa, this is kind of what I got to do to get to the next level. And a lot of people are participating in that, and they're getting to the next level in this world. But what are they actually gaining spiritually? You know what I mean? So interesting video. I haven't even really listened to his music like that before. You know, I've seen him act on like Power and different shows, but I don't really even watch those shows either. But interesting video. Let me know what y'all think. Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.